Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? It's really good to be with each and every one of you. We have breaking news coming out of the Holy Land. There has been a deal put together, a truce, if you will, has come to pass. It's going to be called a pause. And give me 1 second here. I'll tell you exactly what they're doing here if I can refine what I lost. Oh yeah, but it's good news. There's good news, and then there's good news for all the way around here. We've got about 50, at least 50 hostages going to be released out of Gaza. Give me 1 second. This is just coming in, and I don't want to mess it up. But at least 50 hostages are going to be released, women and children, out of Gaza, the hostages that were originally taken from their homes brutally by Hamas. Israel's going to is going to release 150 hostages. I'm not going to call them hostages because what they are, they're actually just prisoners that were already in prison in Israel for numerous crimes, and some of them terroristic even to some degree, but some of them not. They're there for different reasons, and there's about 150 of them, women. So there's going to be an exchange. Let me tell you all about that. First of all, don't forget www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. And don't forget that, guys, you can really get it together. You can really, really turn your financial situation around, and you can also learn how to diversify, and you can learn how to protect. I'm sorry, my notes just went flying away from me. So again, as always, go to www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com, or call them at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And find out all about it. Also, they're giving away 5 ounces of pure silver coin. They're giving that away for everyone that sets up a gold or silver IRA. That's at www.pastorpaulgold.com. All right, that's for noblegold.com. All right, here's what's happening. The situation is just now breaking here, but there's going to be a 4-day pause. A 4-day pause. Now, the Associated Press says that Qatar is the one that announced that Israel and Hamas are going to do a truce, but it's actually a 4-day pause, and then the war will resume. And this is just to let a hostage deal that would at least send 50 hostages home that have been held by the Hamas militants for the last 6 weeks, since that horrible day on October 7th, where they came across into Israel, killed 1,400 innocent civilians, many of them men, women, children, and babies. At least there's going to be some movement. Qatar said that the deal between Israel and Hamas that would bring a 4-day pause in fighting in a devastating 6-week war will help win some freedom for the hostages that have been held by Hamas there in the Gaza Strip. And there will be also a release of dozens of Palestinian prisoners. Now, Qatar's foreign minister said it would announce within a day when the clock will start ticking on the truce, during which 50 hostages will be released in stages, not all at once, but in stages, in exchange for what Hamas said would be 150 Palestinian prisoners that are in Israel. Those freed by both sides will be women and children. There will be no men released. The humanitarian aid to the besieged Gaza would also increase. The announcement came after hours of Israel's cabinet approved the deal. It capped weeks of indirect Qatari-led negotiations between Israel and Hamas, an Islamic militant group that has ruled Gaza, of course, for 16 years, Hamas. They are a radical terrorist organization. Now, the United States and Egypt were also involved in the stop-and-go talks to try to free some of these roughly 240 hostages that are being held by Hamas. And so out of that 240, we're understanding that 50 are going to be let go. They are women and children. We still don't know out of the 240 how many of them are actually alive. We know there's reports that some are dead. Now, hostage releases will begin in about 24 hours after the deal is approved by both parties or all parties, said in the senior White House official who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss the sensitive matters. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made no mention of the release of the Palestinian prisoners or the increased humanitarian aid. When it was confirmed, the cabinet had approved the deal. Netanyahu has not spoken yet about it. The government of Israel is committed to bringing all of the hostages home. Tonight, the government approved the outline for the first stage of achieving this goal, according to the office. Ahead of the cabinet vote, which came after a 6-hour meeting stretching into the early morning hours this morning, Benjamin Netanyahu said the war against Hamas would resume after the 4 days. We are at war, and we will continue the war, he said. We will continue until we achieve all our goals, which includes the elimination of Hamas. In welcoming the deal, President Joe Biden emphasized that Netanyahu has committed to supporting an extended pause to make sure not only all hostages are released, but that humanitarian assistance can be sent to the Palestinians in Gaza. Biden, who is right now in Massachusetts, there for Thanksgiving holiday, said the agreement would release some American hostages. I will not stop until they're all released. So really, how many of them are Americans? We have 31 American hostages in this war. Let's not forget, it's not just Israelis. 31. And 39 Americans were slaughtered in the initial attack. So I would think that the United States would have a whole lot more heavier hand involved in these negotiations if it was me, when 31 of our citizens are there. But the Israeli government said the truce would be extended an extra day for every additional 10 hostages released by Hamas. So in other words, if Hamas wants this pause to last longer, release more hostages. If for every 10 you release, you get an extra day. But the war will resume. A longer-term law would lead to pressure, both internationally and domestically, for Israel to end its war without achieving its goal of destroying Hamas and its military capabilities. The International Committee of the Red Cross said it is standing by to assist any swap in the Israeli-Hamas war. The Red Cross president met with Hamas political leaders in Qatar, as well as the Qatari political leaders. But we need some American negotiation personnel involved. But anyway, so we all know what happened. We know it's been a horrible situation developed. We know there's been thousands of people have died, about 11,000 Palestinians. Most of them were killed by either Hamas or were used as human shields by Hamas. And so here we go. Maybe this is the beginning of cooler heads prevailing. But let me just say something. We pray for peace of Jerusalem. To achieve peace in Jerusalem, I think you got to achieve an end to Hamas as a player in the region. In other words, I think you're not done till Hamas is gone. Then I think you can move on. So let's be thankful in this Thanksgiving season that 50 hostages may be released, maybe more. Let's be thankful that some of the Palestinian women and children are also going to be released. Could be 150 of those. Let's be thankful that there's a chance for peace. And let's pray for all that are involved here. I hope you guys are excited about your Thanksgiving weekend. I'm here in Indiana, and we spent a wonderful evening with my mom and dad last night here in my home in Indiana, and they seem to be doing very well, and they were cheerful, and health-wise, they're good, very good. Things are stable, and they're doing well, and they want to say happy Thanksgiving to all of you as well. Heidi is upstairs right now, I think, cooking breakfast for them and assisting in their care. So I want to really thank my son Brock and his wife Leanne, who have done a tremendous job taking care of my parents here in my home in Indiana. And it's not just Brock and Leanne, but also my granddaughter Cecilia, we call her Cece, has done a great job, as well as the other two, my grandson Drake and my other granddaughter Taylor, the younger one. They've all done a wonderful job, and we just thank God for everyone and all their hard work. And I'm glad that Mom and Dad are looking so good. So God bless all of you. We love you. I'll be back. I got a couple appointments this morning, actually, and so I'll be back later today with more. I will be on tonight with us, Pastor Melvin Whittington at Freedom Fellowship on ffctv.church or .com. So you can look forward to that. We'll get up. But I will be back later this afternoon to give you a full update of everything that's going on. But things are going to get very, very interesting down the next 4, 5, 6 days over a period of a week. We're going to see just where this thing goes. I think we are moving into a critical hour, a critical moment. Will the war end because of pressure? Will a two-state solution start to be formed? Will the United Nations put pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu to stop the war? He's not at this moment in any mindset of ending the war. He just wants to do this pause, allow for hostages to be freed, and then go back to the pressure. But if they want to let everybody go, that would really move things along a long way. So let's just see what Hamas does. The ball is really in their court. The pressure is really on them. But the world is going to try to put the pressure on Netanyahu and Israel. But Israel wants to be sure everyone knows that the pressure, the real pressure, is on Hamas. So let's watch and see how this all plays out. Thank God. And I hope there's some American hostages out of these 50 that are coming home. And I want to know if Joe Biden, where is he at on getting, why can't we get the 31 Americans out of there first? You know, where is Joe? Where is he at in the 31 Americans? Where is he at in that one? That's important. Is half of them getting to go home on this? Are they all coming? Are all 31 Americans made up of the 50? We need some answers. We'll keep an eye on it. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'll be back later today, right here on the coming apocalypse. Good news. Peace. Pray for peace.